Good evening, dears, and welcome to our today's session. I am Pradeep, your economy mentor, and I have 10-year teaching experience. And today we meet here to discuss strategy for economy for the civil services exam. So I welcome you all for today's session. So let me tell you, then the moment students thought about to start or to think about the preparation, they have the anxiety, and most of the students have four types of anxiety, and those anxieties are: students thought about that what to study, the second question in their mind is how to study, then third is how much to study, and fourth one is from where to study. So today we are going to cater all these questions in our today's session. So when we talk about that what to study, we have to think about that we need to discuss only the relevant things, that what is need to be study, the thing is, or we can say that only the relevant things are needed to be studied. So what is relevant and what is irrelevant? When we talk about the relevant, we have to focus on two things. One is the syllabus, which is mentioned by the UPSC, and the other thing is last year's papers which has been asked by UPSC in their exams. So that means, for in order to understand that what is relevant for prelims exam and what is relevant for mains exam, the only thing is which is required only the syllabus, as well as we have to do the analysis of last year question papers. So this is the only thing which is needed, but the lacuna or drawback with the syllabus of prelims is it is just the indicative. The syllabus of prelims is indicative, it is not exhaustive one. So we can say that in order to understand the relevance, we have to not only focus the syllabus but also the last year question paper, and for that the syllabus is, for prelims, the syllabus mentioned by UPSC, it is only economic and social development, sustainable development, poverty, inclusion, demographics, social sector initiative. This is the only mentioned syllabus by UPSC. So this is just the indicative. So in order to understand the prelim pattern, that how and what type of question UPSC is asking, we have to focus not only on the syllabus but also last year's or previous year's question papers. In that order only, I analyzed for you people the last year question papers as well. And when we analyze the last year question paper, we can say that I divided all the topics under 9 topics, or that means chapters, we can say that chapters, and I said that last 10 years I analyzed that how much questions the UPSC has asked from which topic. So when we talk about it, that means we can say that our topics are external sector, money and banking, agriculture, public finance, industry and infrastructure, planning and reforms, inclusive growth, poverty and unemployment, and national income, and we can say government schemes, which is being time and again being announced by the government. So these are the broadly we can say that these are the chapters of syllabus. So if we analyze the question paper, we can say that these four chapters are most important chapters. These are external sector, money and banking, agriculture, public finance, infrastructure and industry. So when we talk about, we summarize that how much questions UPSC has asked in different years. In 2023 they have asked 14 questions, in 2022 they have asked 18 questions, in 2021 they have asked 15 questions, in 2020 they have asked 24 questions, and in 2016 they have asked as much as 34. So that means it has the great significance that economy as a subject for be the case of prelims or be the case of mains, it has the great significance. That means we can say safely say that UPSC is going to ask in between 15 to 25 question. Okay, so it is very important topic, or we can say it is very important aspect of UPSC prelims question paper. And most important chapters under this is external sector, money and banking, agriculture, public finance and industry. So most of the questions are being asked from these 4 chapters only. So that means, as I said, that what to study. So it is not only about the syllabus but also last year question papers. And when we talk about the last year question paper, it is going to chapter is going to be external sector, money and banking, agriculture, public finance, industry and infrastructure from prelim point of view. Okay, we are not going to say that this is the only thing, that in addition to this we need to discuss other things also, but these are the most important things. So this is about the prelims. When we talk about the mains, that means we can say that when we talk about the mains, we can say that syllabus, I have mentioned the syllabus of mains exam for UPSC point of view, which has been mentioned by UPSC. So when we talk about the mains, we can safely say, when we talk about the mains, we can safely say that when we are able to cover our that means syllabus which is mentioned by UPSC, it is more than enough. That means in order to crack the mains exam conducted by UPSC, we only need to focus on the syllabus which has been mentioned by UPSC. If we are able to that conceptualize each and every topic which has been mentioned by the UPSC in main syllabus, it is more than enough that you will be in position to attempt all the question. I can assure you people, I can promise you people that you will be more than comfortable zone to crack mains if you are able to have a very firm grasp on the main syllabus. That means it is the main syllabus. So that means last year question paper and main syllabus, if we are able to that master the main syllabus, that each and every concept of main syllabus, we will be more than enough. So when we summarize that what to study, so the thing is we need to focus on syllabus as well as last year question paper, and we have to conceptualize each and everything about this. Okay, now we can say that how to study. So when we talk about the how to study, we are going to discuss it under 3 domains. That one is that our focus should be on learning, it should not be on reading. Rather than reading, we should have to focus on learning. What is the meaning of learning, and what I want to say in case of learning? The meaning of learning is that it is not mugging up, but inculcating the every concept of economy in their own words. Learning refers to inculcating every aspect of economy in their own words, so that you should be in position to explain the same thing to others. Then only it is going to be learning, otherwise it is going to be reading. So it is not about the mugging up the things. Okay, it is not about the mugging up the things, rather it is about the understanding the things in their own words, so that you should be in position to explain same things to others. Then it is going to be in your mind, and we can say then only you are going to master about it. So it is about the learning. It is not only about the learning, but learning has to be retained. The learning has to be retained, and for retaining the learning, there is need to have more and more revisions, more and more number of revisions. So then only learning is going to be retained, and after that we have to have the synopsis of our learning. So then only we are going to have, that means for the longer period we are going to inculcate our concepts in our mind. So when we talk about how to study, in order to understand how to study, what we should have to do, first thing, our focus should be on learning rather than reading. Second thing is we should have to focus on retention, and how we can retain the things. We can retain the things by maximum number of revision, as much revision as we can do. Third thing is, and how we can do that revisions? We can do revisions only by making our synopsis of our own notes. If we are going to make synopsis of our own notes, then only it is going to be retained in our mind. So this is about the how to study. Now we are going to focus how much to study. When we talk about how much to study, what is going to be, and how much to study and from where to study, I am going to cater all those all two questions together. When we talk about that how much to study or from where to study, there is need to understand that what is the need of the exam, that what UPSC expect from the aspirant. UPSC is not that means expecting a specialist. UPSC is not recruiting a specialist. Rather, they are their intention is just to recruit the journalist. So what is the meaning of journalist? Meaning of journalist is that you need not to have the research scholar of particular subject, rather you have to have the basic understanding. That means the basic understanding of each and every aspect which is going throughout the world. That is the basic understanding of every affair which is there, okay, that has to be in the minds of the aspirant. So for that thing, how much to study? For that we have to have very thorough. That means aspirant must be very much aware about the basic concept of the aspect. And not only, and the student or the aspirant must be in position to analyze the basic in the current context, and I will try to explain it with the example. Suppose yesterday there was news that in the second quarter our economic growth rate is 6.9%, and in this news they have given lot many data. So what is the that means relevant for UPSC point of view? The relevance for the point of UPSC point of view is that first of all we need to understand what is the economic growth. What is the meaning of economic growth? What refers to economic growth, and how this economic growth is going to be for the development, and how the development is responsible for poverty, eradication of poverty, and how it is responsible for for creating the welfare society. So this is the understanding, okay. So that means what is the meaning? They have said that in the second quarter the economy has the growth rate of economy is 6.9%. So in order to understand that means what is our basic? Our basic is what is economic growth rate. Then after that we need to understand that how economic growth can be converted into economic development, and if it is going to be converted into economic development, what the measures government should have to adopt in order to convert economic growth into economic development. Not only this, that for that how the poverty should be reduced, how the welfare measures should be taken, that is nothing. So the basic concept should be analyzed in the current context in order to understand how much to study. Not only this, when we talk about, this is the one aspect, and other aspect is that it is not feasible for anyone to study too much books, okay. So that means I will advise you people, or I will say that in this decision we people should be rational enough. And for that, what should be our study material should be limited, limited in terms of that it must be most appropriate. And which thing can be most appropriate? The class notes can be the most appropriate things. Why class notes can be most important? Because it is most relevant. Not only most relevant, it is easiest to learn, and it is very concise. Okay, so that's why when we talk about that how much to study, so first aspect we need to understand, we understood that what we need to study only the basic concepts, and there is need to analyze the basic context in current scenario. Not only this, there are our that resources or our books or study material should be limited, because it is not feasible, because as I said earlier that there is need to retain the things and there is need to learn the things, and retaining and learning can be done only by the limited resource only when we are going through the limited resource. So in order to have the limited resource, what should be our limited resource? Our limited resource should be class notes only. Why it should be limited and it is most appropriate? Because it is most relevant. One thing is your mentor has the experience, that mentor know that what UPSC is asking, and accordingly mentor is going to pace their class. So this is most relevant, it is easiest to learn. Not only this, this is very concise, so there can be many that means rounds of revision, there can be many rounds of revision. So this is about the, not only this, when we talk about from where to study, we can say that we can study the basics, and for that we can have the NCERT books, 11th NCERT, 12th NCERT, we can focus IC Dhingra books, we can focus Datta and Sundaram, we can focus Misra and Puri. These are the all are the reference books, but this is not needed at all. The only thing which is needed, only the class notes. Okay, so you people attend my class, I can promise you people that you people will have the very firm grasp on the Indian economy. Thank you very much dears, thanks a lot.